Hi, everybody. Welcome back. 22nd U.S. Bar Table Championships presented by CSI. And we got a monster match for you right now on the winner's side. Our newly crowned U.S. Bar Table 10-ball champion, Jeff Ignacio, who's racking them up. And the Glasgow gunslinger, old Eagle Eye himself, Jayson Shaw. This coverage is presented to you by CueSports International, and our signature sponsors are OB and Kamui. And again, we want to express our gratitude to those great companies for their loyalty and ongoing support of the USBTC, along with the Grand Sierra Resort, our most gracious host here for the past 4 years. So this should be a barn burner. Here we go. Jeff, rack number 1. I think the solids are a little bit more favorable here, not by much. Only ball of any real consequence would be the 7. That's in the lower right next to the 15 ball. The 1 would connect to the 6 down here in the corner. It looks like the 5 goes after the 4 is out of the way and the 3 passes the 11. So it would be a question of what pocket would he have for the 7 ball. Now if he takes the stripes, of course, then the ball to the left of the 8, I believe it's a 15, excuse me, will need to go in the right-hand side. And the 13 he could take care of right now off the 1 ball. I think that's probably the choice. Oh, it did go. Okay, well, nevertheless, this is still the better group, given the fact that he's still got 1 ball to take care of. And that 15 is accessible from the side rail. However, excuse me once again, folks, my voice is just starting to fade away on me. And as anybody that's been to Reno knows, it's like minus 10% humidity up here. It's incredibly dry. But what I was going to mention is it looks like the 8 ball has neither corner pocket, and he'll have to wind up playing it in the right-hand side from somewhere in the vicinity of the 4 ball unless he does move it. Uh-oh, where are you going? Well, that's very un-Jeff-like. I'm sure he was trying to slow it down and shoot the 12 next. Come around behind the 14, play that in the side, and then get on the long rail to cut the 15 in. But that's not going to work now. He's not going to make a shot here. And the way both these guys are playing, I mean, this could easily be a one-mistake match. In other words, you make 1 mistake and you're probably not going to win, especially if you do it on your own break. Well, he's accomplished one thing, and that's temporarily tying up the 8. And of course the 7 still sitting there with difficult access. Jayson has enough angle on the 4 to possibly slide over there and get under the 8 ball. Brian's coming in. What? I texted you saying I was coming. I did. Oh, okay. There it is. Oh, I didn't feel it. Okay. Headsets, Andy. Well, I've been joined in the booth again by my good friend and partner, Brian Butler. Thanks, Brian.
How's it going, Kenny?
Good, buddy. Good to see you, man. Sorry
Thanks.
that you have the time to come do this, but I know you enjoy this almost as much as you enjoy winning pool matches.
I do. Hopefully the people watching enjoy it.
Oh, I believe they do, and it's
Trying.
nice to have someone to give a different point of view than me. They've been listening to me for about 85 hours, and I'm sure they're happy to hear another voice, even if it is Canadian.
Right.
Eh? Well,
we'll see if we can educate people on stripes and solids. Halves and holes, they call it in Europe.
yeah, I thought it was reds and yellows.
That's in Britain.
Oh, yeah.
In mainland
yeah.
Europe, they call it
halves and holes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
halves and holes, yeah.
Well, any place that calls draw a screw can't be all, all
it's kind of funny how the different terms exist, like from plate, like how, in America it's follow versus they call it top, and in sort of in
English here is side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And you screw back, and
yeah.
Stuff versus punch,
and the bridge is the rest.
That's correct.
Yeah. But no matter what terms they use, it's still pool balls on a pool table, and you still got to make them.
I know. What's funny is that it's becoming more interchangeable. I hear some of the British guys every once in a while will say like they're playing a race to 6 or whatever instead of a best of 11, and sometimes you'll hear a guy say that he's drawing the ball back, right? Like it's, slowly but surely, the world is becoming smaller, I guess.
Well, listen, we can't even get a universal set of rules for this game.
No,
How do you expect us to get the same terminology?
Well,
in Canada,
it's a dumb game. That's just all there is to it.
What's the standard set of rules mostly in Canada? Is it based on the world standardized rules? BCA?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah,
like BCA style rules.
Okay.
I think that in some places the big difference is that they still play where if you scratch on the break, you have to play the ball from the kitchen, as opposed to in this style you have ball in hand anywhere, which I think it's kind of like one. Each one is fine, really. Like,
well, the ball in hand in the kitchen thing is exclusive to the BCA Pool League rules. The world standardized rules is still in the kitchen, and I was actually talking about this.
You mean ball in hand anywhere is BCA specific?
Yeah. BCA Pool League. Well, CSI, yeah, same thing. But I was actually talking about that earlier, either today or yesterday, and trying to let the people know why that rule was adopted by the BCA Pool League, and it was simply to speed up play. Because at the National 8-Ball Championships, when we have 300 tables and 7,000 players, and, in all honesty, there's a lot of players there that can't run a rack 8-ball.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
So if you, have a lousy break with a bunch of clusters and they've got ball in hand only in the kitchen to start, you may have a very prolonged game. Right. And they're on such a tight time schedule to get all that stuff done.
I wonder how much time it really saves, though. But
well, I don't know. I think it was significant enough because they studied it for a couple of years before they adopted the rule. Then they tested it for 1 year and sort of tracked it, and the results supported that it should be implemented. I still think that's fine for this level of pool, but if we were playing the World 8-Ball Championships, I would like to see the the
Oh,
other,
that's a good
the
break
world
right there.
standardized rules, because that's what we all grew up playing on.
Right. Well, Jayson Shaw, I think, scratched in the last break.
He did. Yep.
And then Ignacio ran the table, as you would expect, and now he's got a really nice break. He came with that, and you know, there's just before I start, there's a lot of different options in 8-ball. It's hard to really just predict what the right way out is, because there's often more than one way. But I think the bottom line, you know, I'll do my best, but the bottom line is so long as the guy gets him, it really doesn't matter.
It's not how, it's how many. Yeah.
So, but we'll just see here. It looks like the solids look pretty good from this point of view. The 2-ball is available. It cuts.
Right, and he's got the six.
first
He's
shot
got the
is
6 to get started.
Yeah, the first shot is really the only problem. This is pretty makeable.
Is he playing the
He's probably
combination?
going to go rail first. Oh, he's playing the combination. That's fine. And now, really, what's hard about this? I don't see a thing. Really, just the only thing he's got to pay attention to is getting on the 2.
Getting on the 2,
he doesn't get trapped
where
up
he
there.
can get out for the 1 or the 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or something. Doesn't
Right.
necessarily have to be the 1 or the 3. Might use those balls to get there. But I like to get to the treble ball
Early.
as soon as possible. Yeah,
That's
which is
the
pretty
standard.
Mm-hmm. And that's what he's done here.
Yeah, get your problems off the table as soon as you can. I mean, I've likened it to, you know, soldiers. As your soldiers are killed off, you've got less to defend your territory.
Right. So looking at the table, you know, probably go 7. You know, this doesn't really. There's not a lot to this here. Down for the 7, play the 4 next, and then the 8.
Yeah, this match is 9 minutes old.
Well,
and it's 3-0.
Has Jayson shot much? Like, I think that
Jeff won the lag. I think he broke and ran. Jayson broke and scratched. So Jayson's hit the lag and hit the break.
Right. Welcome to the U.S. Bar Table Championships.
Well,
but it's a minefield out there.
Jason's done that to a lot of people too. So,
but the tournament, you know, it's a short race. It's a minefield. There's so many players. There's so many good players.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people, even if they're not good players, who still play 8-ball well.
Right.
That you know, the fact that these guys met here and they're both, you know, really good players. I mean, you could substitute any 2 faces here, and the same things would probably happen, right? So,
once again, I want to make sure we recognize our signature sponsors. OB is the official cue here at the U.S. Bar Table, and Kamui is the official tip. And the Grand Sierra Resort is our official host, and also one of our signature sponsors. The 22nd USBTC is presented to you by CSI as well. So you may have gotten here just in time to see a 15-minute match. But we're going to have 2 more matches on the stream tonight, one at 8:30 and one at 10. And I think my plan right now is going to be to turn the duties over to Brian for the 10 o'clock match, and I'll see how long I can kind of make it through the 8:30 round.
okay, if he had scratched on the break there, the match was over. So that was an important.
Look at him, they're still dropping.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Made 6 balls, Brian.
Well, you know, he's a quick player.
So
he wants to get this rack over. I would be surprised if once he starts shooting that it lasts
90
minute.
seconds.
Yeah, a minute would be the over-under. He only had to make 4 shots here, so. That's the longest I've ever seen him take on a shot right there, was that shot in the side. Probably just shoot and stop and shoot the 8.
Took him longer to switch cues.
Yeah. Well, he's quick, no question. He's from Scotland.
Glasgow.
Yeah, Glasgow, Scotland.
His nickname's Eagle Eye.
Right.
I call him the Glasgow gunslinger.
He's
like one of them guys from the
like
old,
an eagle, right?
like the old West. Well, that's it. He's just hovering
reminds
above.
Me of that,
and
Muppet, you know, who was it who ran the band? Wasn't there an eagle in the band in the Muppets?
I'm not sure.
One of the characters was definitely an eagle. Somebody will have to text me the answer. So they're both breaking, interestingly, by the way, they're both breaking like straight on. I've seen that. They're using sort of the 10-ball style break.
And I also commented on that earlier, that that's been the majority of the people are breaking that way. But a match or two before, I think it might have been Nick Kruger, he was breaking second ball.
Us Canadians like the second ball break.
Yeah.
Although it's usually a tricky table, it's kind of more likely to make a ball. But on these diamond tables, they're so fast. You know, like they're making that ball in the side a lot.
Right.
But the thing about the corner ball break, the side break, is that scratching is really unlikely. So.
And you tend to get more movement on the 8-ball.
Yeah, which
even though you can't
really
win on the break,
but
yeah.
So he's got a problem here. I don't think he has a shot to a pocket that I can see.
No.
And if that's the case, then that's what Shaw needed.
Yeah.
Because in 8-ball, it's really hard to play safe, especially when the whole table is open.
Right. I mean,
later in the game, it's obviously
right. But right now, if he plays safe, it does. You know, every ball's legal except the 8.
Exactly. And where do you play safe here? Like, I don't see a good location.
Well, the only possible thing, if he could do it, would be to hit off the 6 and try to wedge the cue ball right in there between the 12 and the 14.
This
12
is
and
crazy,
the 15.
but I think he might want to jump and make the 2 ball or the 7 ball.
How about jump and make the 10 in the side?
Well, the problem is, that's not bad either. No. Well, the reason I like the 7 is because
you've got a couple balls down there to shoot.
That's the group of balls that I like.
Right. Yeah.
If he jumps to make the 10, which I think he's doing, he's still got to deal with the the
12 and the
15.
15. Yeah. But the 12 looks like it'll go in the lower left.
But from where?
Well, yeah. Well, there's actually a stripe in the middle of the table. It doesn't look like there is on the monitor, but that's a stripe right near the 10 ball there right now.
Yeah,
that's the 14.
He was more or less forced to do that there. Yeah. And now let's see if Shaw can get these. I believe if it was me, I would favor the solids, the holes.
Shoot the holes in the hole?
I just love halves and holes. That's my.
All right. We're bilingual here, folks. We speak pool in 2 languages.
2 continents.
No,
pretty sure
Canada isn't the continent.
I'm talking about Europe.
Oh, I was talking about USA and Canada.
I'm pretty sure that halves and holes are both English words. I'm no entomologist, but that's what I think.
You might be the first commentator ever in pool to say entomologist.
Well,
now you need to tell everybody what it means.
It means a person who studies words, but he's got a problem. He might have tied up the 4 here, which is no big deal. He can kind of open it from the 1.
I think it goes in the pocket. The 1 goes in.
Well, it may. If it does, he won't do anything.
Right.
Oh, it goes in the pocket of the 1. Yeah. Okay, you're right. He almost tied it up.
Yeah.
Now these guys from the UK play 8-ball, stripes and solids. They don't call it 8-ball, but they play it a lot because it's a game they play in the pubs, because the pubs are really small and they have these tables that are
like 3 by 6.
3 by 6, yeah. They would fit in your closet. And some of the British players take it really seriously, which I don't understand when they, but they do. And there's pool leagues and pub leagues and all that kind of stuff for pool. Now, like Kenny said, they don't play it with stripes and solids. They play it with reds and yellows and then 1 black ball. So
they actually call the game black ball.
Yeah,
right.
That's right. Or just pool. But my point is that Jayson probably has got a lot of 8-ball experience.
I believe he's a 2-time junior world champion or
that
something like
experience.
That over there. Matter of fact, he may be.
I don't think he made this ball. Ooh, it fell.
The only thing that made that ball was gravity.
Well, the new cloth helped. But he's perfect as a result. But is the 5 the problem?
I think it goes in the side.
And he might go there.
He's got to go there now. it's much easier to go there off this ball than off the one ball, especially with the angle he's got, right?
If he doesn't, then this is a touchy shot. Comes to the rail and back out.
Well, maybe he's just going to drag it down, but I mean, you got to be so precise here.
Well,
first diamond.
It's easy to overrun too.
Sure. That's
But
why
that's
I
what
thought
he's
it was
gonna have to
easier.
do.
But maybe he didn't like, having to go from the 1 back up to the 8.
He really wants this game because
He better
he'll be
get
breaking
this game.
the next game. And if he doesn't get it and it goes 4-1, you can and if he doesn't get out here, forget about it. The game's over. So
Well, and
he's trying to walk the cue ball down.
That's
Is he
perfect.
there?
It's perfect. I mean, you can put
Wow,
it,
that's
put
a
it with your
really,
fingers
really,
better
really
than
good
that.
shot.
What a great shot.
Yeah,
You're right.
He came with it, no question.
But the one problem he can't overcome is that he lost the lad.
Well, but I mean, you can only do your best, right?
Well,
so,
no, absolutely. But I mean, he holds serve here, and then we're playing 2 out of 3, and the other guy's got 2 breaks.
Yeah, and the reality in a race to 5 against a good player is you might get away with one mistake, and he's made it. He's scratching the brakes, so we'll see if he can recover it. Two-time junior champion. Yeah, that's experience, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to check my notes on that because I know he is, but he may be more than that.
And by the way, the game they play in Britain, for those of you at home, the pockets are snooker-style pockets. They're really, really tight. They're actually extremely tight, even for snooker pockets.
Okay, he is a former junior world 8-ball champion, but he is a 2-time world black ball champion.
Ah, okay.
That's,
that's
as a grown-up.
That's a small world in the world champion for playing black ball, though. Probably
well,
the British Isles is the world when it comes to black ball. Maybe Australia.
Maybe so, but
Still
no one else has that title.
That's right. But I don't want to make it sound like he's not a great player. He is a great player. He's an excellent pool player. I've seen a lot of him, actually. Okay, he needs a ball to get in here.
He got one.
All right, and the
stripes look good.
Inviting,
yeah,
But
definitely.
of course, the 9 is the first shot, so that's problem 1.
Yep. May even stun it over by the 5 and.
Well, 2 little problems. One is the sort of 13-11 is something he's got to deal with. Might save that to the end, and then he's got to sort of deal with the congestion down
well,
here.
I think now if he's straight enough to follow kind of at the 10.
Or stun over and play the
Or stun over and play the
14?
combination.
Let me go 14, then the combo. Something like that.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does.
I think he's going near the 5.
That's not good.
He may have the 10 rail first.
Or I don't even think he has that.
Yeah, I think he does.
Ooh, the billiard type shot here. Oh, no, he only made that look easy. And he got lucky there that he had that shot. But this is the thing about these diamond bar boxes, they're so fast. Like, if you lose control of the cue ball for a millimeter, it's usually going to run into something bad, especially at 8-ball.
And you were right about him saving those 2 for last because
the
the transition is just natural.
A very nice transition. Yeah. So how long was that?
Oh, minute 20, minute 10, including bad position and a recovery. Now how big's that scratch in the break?
Well, it's basically 2 out of 3 to see who goes first. Is this a winner side match?
Yeah, it's winner side. Yeah.
Okay, he was just telling us something, but I don't understand Scottish. What was he saying?
He was basically saying How the hell did that scratch happen? Or how,
right.
You know,
Okay.
how does it go through 5 balls and go in?
Bad beat story, basically.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I usually charge to listen to a bad beat story. I don't know if you do, but
You can make good money.
no, yeah.
All right. This one's tricky.
Well, stripes, I think, are the
gotta like
preference because of the
stripes.
deuce.
Well, and the 1 is a problem. And
I think he can.
but then, well, the 9-14 both go. The 9 goes to the left pocket, the 14 to the right pocket.
Yeah, I think he's going to shoot.
The 15 goes. So stripes are on. Sorry, excuse me. They're clearly the best here.
Yeah, but some of them only have 1 pocket. That's going to make it play just a little bit tougher. I do agree with you. It's the preferred group. He might start with the 15 in the side. I know with the 13 in the side's a much easier shot, but
this is one where the pattern of balls that you play is critical here.
Right.
He starts with the 13, like Kenny said.
Well,
Gives him a little insurance, really, if he
right.
does have a problem. He played to move those balls. Did a really good job. Now he
can open up the 15 if he wants to. I think if he has a shot at it, maybe I thought he might shoot it right there. But
he did open it up. Okay, this is well done here.
He has a very good feel and understanding for what's going to happen after he runs into an object ball, and
right.
and you need to have that to play at this level. You know that.
Yeah, I think the touch. I mean, he's just a good all-around pool player, so he's got a good, feel for all these shots. And like I say, he's obviously adept at 8-ball in particular because of the UK background. So he's handled this rack well. He's still not out of the woods because this. Well, he handled it well. I was going to say that could theoretically go wrong if the ball had bounced to the left. But he managed to control the 15 ball, which leaves him with a pretty routine out from here.
And from 3-1 down after that scratch, he's going to be breaking for the match.
Because Ignacio did not make a ball in the
broke
break.
dry. A dry break
is as big a mistake as a scratch.
Yeah, a dry break is a huge turnover. At this level.
You know what? He had actually 2 little. Well, he had that, and also he had the break where he made a ball and didn't have a shot.
Jeff, when you had to jump to 10 ball.
Right.
Yeah.
So he had 2 kind of like bad rolls, we'll call them. And
well, I don't think
let's see if that cost him the match.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Good.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like the way Jayson is breaking. I don't like Ignacio's chances.
Oh, I think Jayson will make a ball on the break in bar box 8-ball more times than he won't. Maybe 2-1. But he has such an uncanny ability to work himself out of jams. Not necessarily jams that he puts himself in.
Well, quite frankly, that shot where he spun down and ended up on the 5-ball on the side 2 racks ago, maybe, I think it was. That was, or 3 racks, I think, ago. That was, champion type stuff, right? He came with.
Yep.
He had to land that ball on a dime, and he did it.
Yeah, you've come to expect that kind of stuff from guys like Appleton and Van Boning, and
well, Shaw is rapidly becoming.
He's getting into the conversation with that group of elite. He's not totally there yet, but he's sure knocking on the door.
He's sure in the late in tournaments a lot that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, he's won the last 2 turning stones. And those are tough fields too.
Ball went in, I think. 2 balls.
Several of them.
But what's the layout look like? Looks pretty good for stripes. Actually, well, yeah, stripes is. Well, I think both of them work, but I think the stripes is the preference here. If he's got a clear shot at the 13. If he doesn't, he's going to have to take solids, and it gets a little tricky with that.
He can't make the 13.
Okay. He can't make it at all?
Rail first.
Oh,
I don't think he can make it direct.
He'll shoot solids, I think, before he goes rail first there.
I think so.
Because What is
the
it?
path.
2-3 is not that big of a problem. No, he's looking at the 13.
Maybe he can. Yeah, maybe he can, Brian.
If he can, he will. This is no good. He's snookered on everything.
He can hit the 11 ball.
That's
not going to do him any good.
He may be able to cut it in the side.
Yeah.
No, there's no way. I shouldn't say there's no way, but I don't think so. Remarkable, huh? Well, there's no real secret to what's needed here. You have to get a ball in the pocket here, period. There's nowhere to hide. Nowhere to hide that you can defend the 6 or the 1.
Yeah, and even if you put him up there on the head rail, he's got the 7 ball to shoot.
The only place to hide is up there by the right-hand corner pocket, up in the top of the table, and even then, that's no good.
No.
He's got to get a ball in the pocket.
Because he could play you safe right back.
The only shot he's got that I can see is the 11-14 combo, and that's to make it in the side, or which he might shoot is a jump here on the 10. But that's dicey as well. But that's really all he's got.
Yeah. And he is going for the short cue. Just like Jeff had when he,
it was
had
a very
to shoot
similar
that 10.
situation. When you lose position and you're playing a good player, actually, you're playing almost anybody. There's not too many guys you can trick into doing something dumb.
Mm-hmm.
What did he call? I think he called the 10 in the corner, which means he's planning to jump it and maybe make it rail off the rail
4.
and then off the 4. Because
well, it's a better choice, and also he doesn't risk running into the 8, and maybe the 8 goes in.
Right, something silly. It's close.
Oh, it was close.
Good effort.
It was close. If Jeff can make the 3, I think it's pretty much going to be.
Well, he held up his hand. Like
so
he got
that's
fortunate, but
yeah.
He definitely, I think, has the 3.
I think he'll play the 5-4 before he'll do that.
Well, he might duck. He might duck between.
He can duck behind the 6. Skim the 3, go behind the 6.
He can duck behind the 4 too.
Yeah, but it's harder to do that.
Well, the 10 was that the 10? It's hard to defend against.
Well, that's why I say if he puts him behind the 6, I think that's his best option for a safe.
Tricky little shot to put him behind the 6.
Well, it is. Now he could he could try to twist the 3 in.
I'm inclined to shoot the combo. If
the 3-6.
No, this what is
the
it?
5-4.
5-4.
Yeah, that's what I would prefer.
But if he can get behind the 6, then that's going to be the best shot because this would, what would Jayson have from there?
A kick.
Yeah, he's he's got to make a ball. Like if you put him there, he's got to find a way to make a ball. He might have. Anyways, we're working ahead, but is this the
you know what else he could do? He could just roll up off the 1 and put him behind the 4 as well.
Well, that's what I saw.
Yeah, I guess that's
actually coming off the 5 is the way to get behind the 4, probably.
Yeah.
But okay, I didn't see if he called anything. He may be ducking here. Oh, he played the combo. Well done. Did he get a shot?
I think he can make the 2.
Looks like he can make the 2. The 3 is open, and if so, we're going hill-hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly he can make the 2, so he played position on that.
From here, I kind of like 2 rails, first rail, and then between the 7 and the 1. Actually, maybe even 3 rails. Yeah, just
like
that way, right? Yep.
Like to hit the bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Now he can play the 1-4 if he wants, which, now there is one little element which is dealing with the 3. He's got to key onto it properly. It's probably going to be his last ball, but he needs to have a way to get position over here to the left-hand side of the table. That's really the only problem. It's not a huge problem for a guy this caliber. He's kind of shaking his head like he's not thrilled with the lie, but
well, I think he's just. No, okay. I thought he might save that ball to get him down to the 3.
Well, he might go from the 4 and try and land on the 3 now, and then that'll solve this rack. Period.
Yeah, I don't think he could miss the 5. and get on the 3. So
Came close.
he's going to do it off the 1 ball.
So this is really the transition to the 3 ball is really the whole trick to this rack, and really it's not that hard. I would like to shoot it. Left plenty of angle on the 1. Yep, perfect. He would have liked to have not been. He might be straight, in which case he's got to come back. But is this a big deal? I don't think so.
8 on the other side.
No, he wasn't straight.
Yeah.
That's fine. So we're going to go hill, and
Jeff's break.
Ignacio gets to break.
Matches like this are a lot of fun to watch. A little bit of drama, good play, excellent shot making, good thinking, good patterns, and a nice rhythm.
Kind of a coin flip, really, like as far as who you would pick at the start. And now
Agreed.
you got to put Jeff Ignacio as like a
6 to 5%
favorite, more than 6 to 5 probably, since it's 8 ball. Because any ball that goes in the pocket, he's huge favorite to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So close to 70%, I'd say. You can text me your wagers and lay -170, you guys, if you want.
Took a little off the break.
He did. And the balls are dropping like flies.
Yeah, Jayson just
Jayson
put his
was-
cue back in this case.
Well, I think he was hoping that the 7 and the 10 would tie up, but they did not. So
Solids, I think.
he's going to help him move the rack. The 8's sitting right on the spot, I think, so that's no big deal. Ooh, I don't think he dropped them back where they were. The 8 still goes.
No, the 8 still
They
goes,
actually-
but they're a little closer
The
together
stripe-
than they
the
were.
stripe moved a good centimeter there.
I think that was the give-up move.
He believes that he's going to lose. He wasn't trying to like cheat or
No.
anything. He just
No,
was,
it was
you
just
know,
like,
he's just
it ain't going to
resigned.
matter here.
He's resigned to his fate here, but it did make, the 8 had a full pocket before he did that, and now it's got.
Well, I think
a
it
full
still
pocket, but
does,
not quite as much.
but I'd want to be
got like-
about where the cue ball is
I know,
now
he's
to
got
shoot
like
it.
80% of a pocket now. But he's still got to do it.
You got to be careful here.
Well, you'd like to
I
save
know
the
it won't
5 from
happen.
the end.
I know it probably won't happen at this level, but nevertheless, I'm going to mention you got to not overthink this. You have to plan it out, but
Watch out! What's happening? Well, he got.
yikes!
He might be in trouble here. He might have to bank the 4 because I don't think the 5 passes the 3.
I don't know if the
And
4
the 4
banks
doesn't
past the
bank.
5.
I don't think the 4 banks.
Wow.
Did he overthink it?
Maybe he did. I mean, it seemed like before they removed the magic rack. I mean, like had his mind made up, and it looked like it was just all sitting there.
Well, I don't think that the moving the magic.
No.
rack was the-
I didn't mean that it had anything to do with it. It's just that
he found a way to get
he
into
got
trouble.
he got in the only place where
Pretty much.
he couldn't make a
The
ball
table's so
other than cutting the 5 in the side.
The table's so fat. He's cutting a 5 in the side.
Yeah. Made it
He
look
got it.
easy.
Well,
He made it look easy.
He was lucky to have that shot, though. And now, well, there's still a little bit of drama because the 8 is still in a tricky spot. He would have liked to have
wouldn't you-
saved the 5.
No, I go 4-1-3 here, and then
No, I
you follow
understand.
forward.
I understand, but he
yeah.
would have liked to save the 5 for the end. That would have been a nice ball.
Oh,
to
it
win.
would. Yeah, it was the ideal key ball.
Yeah.
He's not going to stub his toe from here.
Well, he had his little hiccup and got away with it, so. Uh-oh. He's on the wrong side of the 3, I believe, but
he'll just spin up.
Okay,
he'll just spin it up a little bit.
Oh, he's all right. Okay. Sorry, it looked like he was more on the wrong side than he was. Good out.
Well, an exciting match and some excellent shot making. So we are 8:30 for our next one, about 52 minutes away. So we're going to put something up for you to watch until that time, and Brian and I will be back with you for the 8:30 round. As soon as we know who our players are, we'll put it up on the screen. You've been watching the 22nd U.S. Bar Table from Reno. Stan?